All right, ladies and gentlemen, early access. Shout out to the team as well for letting us have this early look with you guys as well, and be able to get into this. And man, I have been so excited to share this with you guys. It comes out into early access on Thursday. Let's click play here. So good, so good. All right, so a little bit about the game. I'm gonna go over a little bit of an overview of like what it is and like what to expect here as we play, because it's gonna be a lot harder while I'm playing. So the idea of the game here is you almost have what I would call a slight action RPG vibe, on a light timer as well. So the idea is there's this oncoming monster abomination thing, and it's set to get to our village or wherever it is in 4 days. And in those 4 days, you and your crew, whether you're playing solo or co-op, have time to run around in this like little biome thing and find points of interest, fight creatures, level up, do quests, fight and open these like magical tomes together, or find chests and do all of these things to level up and do everything that you see fit, buy upgrades, all of these things, and use the time to the best of your ability or however you want to spend the time and think it'll impact you the most, and be ready for this oncoming fight with this boss. That is the idea of the game. And as we fight creatures and do these quests and stuff, we're gonna level up and pick perks. We're gonna be finding upgrades and gadgets and these items, and doing all this really cool stuff. And that's gonna be kind of like the flow of the game. And then after we beat the boss, it will end, and that will be the early access. And eventually, what it's gonna be is after that structure, we will then go to another biome, and then the game will progress. And how they're gonna do that, I'm actually not really sure how they're gonna pull that off, but it's really sweet. So we are currently on difficulty 5. There is also already an ascension system, kind of a difficulty system in the game with some really cool things in there as well. And then there's a whole cast of like amazing characters already with like their own like play styles and all this really cool stuff. So for the purposes of this, we'll just start with like somebody like Scarlet here, who I've been really enjoying playing. And then we'll go from there, and I'll answer questions, and I'll kind of go over how the game works and all this really cool stuff. It is so freaking cool. So this girl does a really good job at showcasing a lot of the mechanics of the game, because if you see to the right under me under the screen here, she has a day mechanic and a night mechanic, and it'll do a perfect job at showcasing how the game progresses throughout the days, how there is a morning, how there is a night mechanic, and stuff like that. What shade is the meta? There is just like unlocks. There's no dark meta at the moment, which is really cool as well. It's just like finding more power-ups. So you do like level up your hero. When you level up your hero, it just means you have more unlock progress with that character, which you'll find more like perks in your draft and things like that at the moment. So you can see this girl has a night mechanic and a day mechanic. During the day, I'll be running around in human form, and then at night she turns into a werewolf and gets her own abilities during the nighttime. So we'll play as her first. You can then see I can SWAT up with people, jump right in. We'll be playing at Nightmare 5, which I've never played at before, but you will see some YouTube content of the previous difficulties. And we'll go over a little bit about it. If you guys start having questions, let me know. I'll answer them all for you. I am very excited to be able to show you guys this early, and like just share this like opportunity with you guys, because this game is huge potential. The foundation is amazing, and what they're allowed to build upon, it's just one of those games where it's like already so good, and it's like, okay, you can just keep adding to it now, right? Whereas like other games kind of come out and you're like, damn, this needs to be fixed, or the foundation. This foundation is sick. It's kind of like what we wanted out of Tribes of Midgard, where they wanted to be like this session-based action RPG, but like just couldn't hit the mark. Like we have it here.
Finally. Could use a good
it reminds
fight.
you of the I mean, it's supposed to remind you of Curse of the Dead Gods. It's the same people. It has that punchy combat, but like in this top-down action RPG kind of feel, which is so amazing. So we'll go over some stuff here. So this is the hub world that we're gonna start in. This is where all the players are gonna start. We're gonna spawn into this thing. This hub world is really cool because we don't have to worry about time starting. So if you look on the bottom of the screen, the day and night cycle has not started. You can hang out here, test your abilities, right? With your homies, wait till everybody's ready. Maybe one of your boys or whatever is grabbing a snack. Play around with your character, realize all of that. And it's also really cool because you start with updraft right away. How are we going to start this character? So we're going to hit left trigger here, and we're going to get presented with two options. They're both common. It's going to be a lot harder to find rare things and things that are not or that are higher rarity because of one of our curse modifiers that we just got. So this is really cool. Right out the gate, you're seeing an interesting mechanic. This doesn't always happen, but we got presented with two quests. So sometimes your perk is a quest, not just a perk. A lot of the time it's just a perk, but sometimes it'll be a quest as well. So for instance, you see attack or defense on Shadow Strike triggers during human defense earns crit chance. Attack or power triggered during human defense. So our defense on this girl, you can see defense is your B button. She puts this cloak on, she becomes intangible for a couple seconds and like runs around stealthy. So triggered during that has an extra crit chance of 1% per enemy hit. And if we do that quest 25 times, our crit damage will then increase. So we could go a crit build here. I never did that with her, but I always wanted to. With this one, you can see Devourer quest. Each kill with werewolf power earns extra damage, and then when it's complete, 40% chance to have no cooldown if it kills an enemy in both forms. So this trick I've learned is a little bit more tricky because you have to be in her werewolf form, and remember her werewolf form is only at night, so it's kind of timed when you could try to complete that event. But it's very, very powerful. For purposes of starting the show off, let's try something I haven't done before. Let's try to go Shadow Strike. We have to complete this 25 times, and then we get crit damage. We'll try to go a crit damage build. Remember, I can either attack or use power, which is my right trigger, out of my B ability. So we're going to drop that.
Not bad.
Not bad. And you're going to see it right to the left of the screen now, where I'm going to find all my perks. I can hit select and mouse over it. And you're also going to see my progress to the right of it, 0 out of 25. And I can also go over all of my abilities here at the same time as well and see exactly what those do. So we got that quality of life there. Again, the timer hasn't started. I want to go over a little bit about this guy as well. So this little homie here is going to be where we spend things called dream shards. If you look to the left of my character's portrait in the middle of the screen, right to the left, there's this little shiny gem. That's going to be my dream gems, my dream shards. When I get those by doing missions or just finding them in the level. So if you look on the right, that map there, we're on that little pixel on the left, that little thing right there, the little the home world. And that's going to be placed in randomly different places, and it's going to be kind of like randomly generated. Or like the map is going to be kind of like set in place, kind of like the shape of it has many different shapes that it can take, but we're going to get randomly placed as well. And then there's going to be different like things that we have to scout as well. But when we find these shards, we can come back here and also pay to upgrade our perks. So let's say we do get a bad roll and we get like a common perk, we can then spend dream shards to upgrade that perk and invest in it. And there's always going to be consumables as well. Right now, I believe the consumables are pretty, they're more or less similar every single run. I do believe there's a pool of them. It's a very small pool. I believe I could have also gotten increased crit chance, things like that. Like I think like 1 or 2 of these will be swapped out once in a while for other things.
Still a mod in the Discord for this game. Still don't like MOBA games. Rough life. Laughing face. Enjoy $2.50.
This is definitely not a MOBA, if that's what you're referencing, but thank you so much for the continued support, man. I hope you enjoy. Much love, baby. 8 months. So yeah, these perks you could also buy to continue to modify your character and things like that. So we'll be coming back here to the Sandman, I think they call it. All right, so you guys ready to start? Right out the gate, I'm gonna look at the map here. I just realized that there's no way to enlarge the map. That's pretty funny, actually. We're going to be going to the bottom right there, the eyeball thing. So there's gonna be a lot of different points of interest and things that we can do around the map. The eyeball's gonna kind of scout the local area. So let's go do that. It's interesting your take on what MOBA is. So like, let's just say that I'm walking around and like shooting, then you would call it a twin stick shooter, right? So let's say we'll take Gungeon, right? But then let's say we take Gungeon and I add an extra ability. So you don't just shoot, but you can also cast an ability. Are you calling it a MOBA now? Obviously, that's just very much like your take, and that's fine. We can call it tomato, tomato, whatever. I'm not trying to get you to think anything else. I'm just curious on the thought process. Reminds me of Hades a bit. And yeah, I mean, the top-down view and how we're going to be upgrading our character and things like that, absolutely. Another thing to talk about is every character has a dash on A. Every single character. And we're going to be utilizing that for movement. A big thing to get is that your innate dash that every character starts with, and this is definitely part of the learning curve, because originally I did not think this. Oh, we want to be using our stealth, remember. And look, a little icon popped up to show that I'm getting progress on my quest.
My job is done here.
What was I just talking about? That I'm blanking out. Chat, where was I going? Oh, the dash. The dash does not give you iframes, and I think this is a really, really big thing. Oh my god, I'm turning into a werewolf! It's now nighttime of the first day. We're progressing kind of slow, but I want to go over all the mechanics with you guys. So every single one of my abilities now changed when I'm in freaking what I call Warwick form. But yeah, dash does not give you iframes. It's actually positional in this game. And I had to learn that after a couple runs. I then learned that. So when I use my B button, every character has a defensive move on B, what they call a defensive move. This character in Warwick form, or Wolf form, the defensive form, gives him temporary life steal on attack. So we're definitely going to be utilizing that, so we try not to die. So to you, cooldown equals MOBA. Nope, that's all I was asking. I'm just curious on your mindset. To you, cooldowns equal MOBA. Cool. We can move on from that conversation now. It's purely just curious. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so utilizing our abilities here. I also noticed that I can't go towards the quest unless I'm in human form. And we fully healed. All right, now that we cleared these guys out, we also leveled up. You can see my XP on the bottom left of the screen. For level 2, I'm gonna need 1,100 XP. Let's make a draft here. After using power, next attack within 3 seconds delivers a flurry of slashes. That sounds awesome. Let's do it. Cool. So you can see we got some scouting information. We learned where some of the things are. There's also another eyeball in the middle that's a golden eyeball. Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. I think it'll give me even more range. They use different color on different points of interest to show kind of like its rarity. So we can find like a common tome that we can open that's green, and we can find a high rarity tome that's like surrounded in the yellow gold. So they use that as a point to show like how rare and stuff the loot is that you would get there. So this is like a green. We would not be able to activate said thing until we cleared all the enemies that were aggroed on us. But there's some things like destroying these things that we could just walk up and do, and we don't need to kill the enemies. But things we need to interact with, we would need to kill the surrounding enemies. I'm gonna just run from these guys for now. I don't recommend while you're new and learning the game that you do run around and aggro things like I am. Keep in mind that I do have some experience with this game now, and I'm on difficulty 5. So we've been around the block a little bit, is the way I'll put it. Another thing I want to go over is the stagger bar. You can get like rewarded for aggression in this game. The little yellow bar under the enemy's health bar, when that is full, we'll stagger them. It'll interrupt their attack, and they'll go on the floor and kind of like
Watch out, that's gonna blow.
Go into this staggered state. These are boomers. There we go. Booyah! All right, remember, I have to be using my B ability a lot more. We've made 0 progress on this. All right, I'm gonna start keeping this on active cooldown duty. Drop a bomb. Nice stagger effect. I'm gonna dodge this guy real quick, and let's keep this going, baby. Once in a while, enemies do have a chance to drop you a healing orb. When you pick up said healing, it will go to you and your party. Now, I'm not 100% if it's only party in the area or if it will go to them anywhere. I believe it's in the area. Staggered.
One down.
Let's clear this area out and try one of these golden things. I am getting some HP, which makes me happy. I'm gonna go intangible again. Her move specifically on B does say she goes intangible when she's in it, so it is a really nice move that I can use if movement is not gonna cut it. There we go. Let's drop another bomb on him. Let's go intangible. I gotta make quest progress. We used it 6 times so far. We got some ways to go. One of her things is she'll get combo multiplier from attacking people. You can see the little swords under me. And when I get those, I can then use them with my right trigger, and it'll add even more damage to it. Stuff like that. You guys get the idea. Let's go scout. Let's see how this works. Nice. A lot of information. And another level up. Here we go. Attacks have 25% chance to cleave all around and deal more damage. That'll be really nice with critting as well, right? Because remember, we're going for crit. Deal 72 damage around when triggering my defense move. I'm good with that. Let's go cleave here.
I could get used to this.
Cool. So you can already see we're kind of starting to create our builds here. I'm trying to scout my map here and see what direction I want to go. I want to start going towards these chests.
This will be a picnic in the forest.
Let's see if I can find a way. There should be a bridge around here.
They're no match for me.
She doesn't have the best mobility. Doing my best here to use my dashes. Get moving. We have 88 dream shards. We'll go back and shop maybe a little bit later. I want to work towards this. I'm aggroing a lot of tainted enemies. Those red enemies you see are called tainted enemies. They will not get introduced until difficulty 1. So Ascension 1, you'll start getting tainted enemies. They're a lot more aggressive, more powerful, strong.
Watch out! That's gonna blow.
I'm changing it to a werewolf. Here we go. I'm aggroing so many enemies. We gotta get out of here. Enemies do hit very hard in this game. You want to be careful. They will beat you up, snare you, combo you. Luckily, we have some sustain with this bad boy while we're in wolf form. This guy's almost staggered. I do not recommend you do these kind of things while you're new. Eat them. Nice. All right, let's get to this chest, shall we? I'll try to keep up. If you guys have questions targeted towards me, be sure to @ me. I have some mods that will be able to answer some of your questions as well. But in case I miss them, there's a lot going on in chat today. If it's targeted towards me, I might miss it if it's not added at me, all right? Yeah, so the way I described that, I see somebody seeing Darksburg. It's like Darksburg Tribes of Midgard, but successfully doing exactly what they want to do. Tribes of Midgard is Darksburg is a little bit more Left 4 Dead, and this is less that, but it has that concept and vibe, where it's more Tribes of Midgard and what it wants to be without the survival aspect. So it's very much its own thing, but those are just good ways that we can use to reference and explain it. Ooh, after taking damage, gain crit chance. That could be really good because Wolf is allowed to take damage with sustain, right? But we could also just go more damage with vitality. There's a couple ways to get vitality. We could buy some, and we could find these healing shards that are like pluses on the map. So you can see this is called, what do they call it? What do they reference these? I think they call them items. Somebody correct me. Items primer or something like that. Those we're going to be collecting along the way as well, which are not like perks. They're like a separate thing, like additional modifier, like item modifiers. Magical items, something like that. I'm forgetting the term. The healing well. So this is what I wanted to go over. These will heal us a good percentage. Not only that, another thing that you guys need to know is it gives vitality, like permanent max health. So picking those up, even if you're at full max HP, still has value. And I did not know that. That's more of another tip to give you guys that I did not know for my first couple of runs. And I learned that later. Anytime we find these birds, these are really important. This is why it could be really good to split up with your team, is to find these scouting points. Because then you can fast travel around the map. So you and your teammates finding these points of interest on these purple crows. This is a healer. We should probably kill this guy. Will give us easier way to get around the map. I'm just gonna kill this guy so I'm allowed to teleport. It's about to be daytime. So now, for instance, we can go, hey, let's just fast travel back here real quick. Magical objects. There we go. Let's get spending. I still want to work towards this quest. Chance to cleave all enemies. Yeah, let's lean on that more. $50. I'm pretty broke. We'll upgrade our quest as well for now. It's not really going to benefit us till it's complete, though. So we'll do this one. All right, let's teleport out of here.
My reputation precedes me.
We really got to start going north, huh? We're doing a very poor job there. Actually, I'm just going to travel from here. Let's get this vitality, because we do have vitality scaling now, right? Give me that sweet loot. That's a lot of tainted enemies. All right, we're going to have to clear these guys.
Watch out! That's gonna blow.
Nice stagger. Huh. Remember, our dash is not iframes. It's more for movement. Oh, sometimes your defensive move does have iframes, but that depends on the character. Got some more vitality. That's going to scale us a little bit more with this. Remember, we're kind of taking our time here. I really want to just like showcase everything and how it works. So we are scaling our damage. And I'm going to work my way north. We don't have a lot of scouting up here. We don't have a lot of places to teleport to. The left exclamation point is actually a quest that we could try to do. We'll go for that in a little bit here. Cool, let's go for a quest.
Go out and get me that straw.
Get me some straw. So
I'll be waiting here to supervise the work.
okay, so this guy wants us to go find straw. You can see things that got added to my map on areas that we might be able to start collecting and finding straw. And on the bottom right next to the map, you're gonna see like me and my accumulation of straw as I bring it to him. And we are on a timer because eventually he's gonna get attacked. So he wants us to pretty much build defenses for his house, or build his whole house, as me and Volt say. You can see that big tainted tree enemy is scary. That guy's trying to hook me. Oh god, I might be showcasing a new mechanic here. So this is called the Raven Feather, and these are split amongst your team. Your team uses the same pool of Raven Feathers. If your teammate can't get to you and revive you in the allotted amount of time, you're gonna have to go ahead and use a Phoenix Feather, and this will bring me back to life. Since I don't have a teammate, we're just gonna come back to life here. Let's spawn over here. So the way it works is if you do have a teammate, they will try to be able to bring you back to life. If your teammate gets hit while they're trying to bring you back to life, it will interrupt it and stop it and reset it. So there is some gameplay element there to it. Let me stagger this guy. Nice, staggered. Scarecrow just doing his dancing thing. I'm still figuring the scarecrows out. If they like buff enemies in the area and stuff, there is some that explode on death, but yeah, I don't really know their deal yet. Man, we gotta hurry. We got 2 minutes left. We got 10 straw. Trying to see if I can scout any down there. Maybe we'll just work our way bottom right. I do see one there. Run! We're gonna clear out this straw, and I'm gonna pause to catch up on questions and stuff like that. Because obviously this game is quick. It doesn't really slow down. Woo! Let's get out of that. Stagger this fool. You can see that cleave is really helping me from our perk that we got earlier. Chomping. We're getting some damage now, though. Healing orb. Get Ian. Nice. Another healing orb. Let's get some more straw. This is a big bundle. We're at 19. I'm going to pick up these two. We're going to start getting back to our homie. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You better chill. Bop! Nice. We do a flurry after our power. That flurry is sick. Come here. Woo! 188. Wait till we have the crit ready. Guys, we have to start farming that quest. We got 2 days left, 2.5 days. We got to get that quest going. All right, I'm going to head back to the quest marker and turn in this. Oh my God, a key. So once in a while, again, it's random. Sometimes it's really hard to find. You can find keys, and keys will allow us to go into secret vaults in elite areas. If you look on the left of my map, there's like that skull and crossbones. Those areas need keys to get in. And yeah, those keys can be really hard to find.
I can feel it in my knuckles.
I'm coming, dude. I'm coming. Go. Nice. All right, let's clear this area. We got 30 seconds before this guy's going to start getting flooded. Nice. Got spiders coming out of the trees. Oh no! I wanted to stay in wolf form for this fight.
Watch out! That's gonna blow.
Here we go, chat. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna pause and answer some questions, so let's see what we got here. First of all, welcome everybody. If you're new faces, I see a lot of returning misfits. I am so excited about today and showing you guys this game. This is easily the foundation for one of the games of the year, for sure. These guys knocked it out of the park. We've been talking about like a good Tribes of Midgard and what we wanted out of Tribes of Midgard and like how it could have been such a phenomenal game but kind of fell short. And I feel like these guys really took that concept and deliver it in exactly like what people want. Is this EA or full release? This is early access. It's going into early access on Thursday. This is an early look, getting you guys hyped. Is a run contained in the current map area? Yes. At the moment. Eventually, you will go to another area called the Foreign Shores, I think it is. The game hints at it when you beat it. But eventually, the idea is we're going to go to another biome after this. Is there dark meta or just in-run upgrades? I haven't seen dark meta yet, just unlocks. How does the game scale with more players? It seems like the monsters get a little bit more stronger and dense, but I haven't seen huge things yet. Like, it feels harder. A lot of it feels like that difficulty that comes with multiplayer where like enemies are like targeting you and you're both trying to dodge, but then the enemies that was targeting your friend is now hitting you because you thought you were dodging your person, but you're actually going into the attack of your friends. It kind of like stuff like that. It's interesting. Trying to see if I'm missing anything. If you guys didn't at me, I might miss your question. What is the Master Nightmare? He's the thing that we're preparing for that's coming in 4 days. Do each character get the same abilities, or is it something you can choose? Each character is completely unique. Own upgrade trees and own draft pool, own abilities and how you're going to build them. They're completely unique. Each character is like their own thing. Their own mechanics, their own play styles, their own build forms, everything. And there's like 6 already. Going into early access, there's already 6 characters, way more than I was anticipating. I know a lot of games like this go into early access and there's like 3 characters and they tell you more is coming. This has 6 unique characters already that all feel completely like unique in their own thing, which is super awesome. How much content? I mean, we've been having a blast with it. It depends. Content is so hard to talk about because some people have like a, I don't want to say silly view on content. Like people have this very jaded look on content. Sometimes it's like, I beat your game on my second run, so you're lacking content. And it's like, well, Slay the Spire, you could beat on your first run, but people play thousands of hours of it. So how do you describe content? That's why it's kind of a loaded question. Oh, you're asking how much end game does it have? It has the main gameplay loop that you're seeing right now. Is it more fun single player or multiplayer? I've been having a blast with both. Is this the whole map? The bottom right is the whole map that you see for this run. Yes, go Wishlist. Thank you so much, Mungalo. Wishlist it. This game is amazing. Is it going to be on Humble or Nexus? That's a good question. Does it have mouse and keyboard support? Yes, I believe so. I think if you hit keyboard button, all these buttons at the bottom change to keyboard. They did a really good job of like bringing that punchy combat that exists from like Curse of the Dead Gods, and getting it in this form feels really good. We have to keep our B on cooldown, dude. Stop attacking the house. Good thing we have a lot of HP, huh? Trying to do the best I can. Hold that. I gotta level up, but I don't have time. The game will not pause for you. Yeah, last day. Healer, you gotta go. Tainted healer. Come on, baby. Bomb. Cloak. Oh, I missed. Definitely taking a big chunk of time here. Nice. Keep our V on cooldown. We're done. Quest is done, and we completed this. Let's go. Each legendary upgrade plus 20 damage. We don't really have a lot of legendaries right now. Clear dash cooldown whenever you use power, special, or defense. We'll go with that one. I don't think this is a run where we're really going for legendaries. Special applies ignite to hit enemies and has a 40% chance to crit. Ooh. I'm down, dude. Our crit is gonna go through the roof. All right, there's some important things that I really want to do. One of them is we can weaken this boss. Let me show you guys this really cool thing that you can do with your party. And we'll try to do it by ourselves. You guys ready? We're gonna run up here. It's already going to nighttime. Oh my god. And we're gonna fight this thing. This thing is really interesting. So this is a tumor or something like that they call it. And when you attack it, it's gonna teleport your whole party. So you gotta make sure it's cool with your party. It's gonna teleport your whole party here into this battle arena. And if we complete it, it's gonna take a percentage of the boss's HP off for us. Woo! Warwick's going crazy with the crit. Some of these fights can get really nasty. Oh, that turn radius. You need to relax, my man. Spider trying to snare me. He's also summoning. Whoa, watch it. So remember, I do get my dash ability back now way more often. His healing ability is insane. Yeah, no, you can hold that. You're gonna get staggered. Thank you. Ooh, we're going crazy. Nightmare lost. So we got our ultimate. We just reached max level. Human form, shoot with a shotgun. You can have 2 charges in werewolf, deal damage in a wide cone for 3 seconds. We now have an ultimate ability, and we completed that bad boy. We don't have too much day left. Let's go for it as our last, or one of our last orders of business. You know what? We do have a key. You know what? I changed my mind. Let's go try to use this key up. It's not often you find that thing. Let's go see. Let's go see if we can solo this thing. The music and the vibe of this game is so good. Oh, there's a health thing up there. I don't have time right now though. Let's try to do this first. I am skipping a lot of loot. Let me jump in, let me jump in, let me jump in. Get in, get in, get in. No. You messed with me. Remember that. Chat, we gotta go. I actually don't even think we have time for this. I should probably just go for the health. Morning's already here. We have about a minute and a half. Dude, okay, forget it. I'm going for the health. Change of plans. Change of plans. Now, I believe we saw a thing of money over here, right? Let's go grab that and see if we can go for like one more purchase.
I want to sneak up on them.
Didn't we see like a thing of money around here? Whoa, look at that power. Those guys are getting destroyed. Wait, where did we see it, chat? Uh-oh. I can't find it. Was it up in this corner? Here? Yes. All right, let's get to the purchase thing. I don't think we're gonna make it though. We have about 30 seconds here. 30 seconds. Maybe we can get one more purchase. 20 seconds. Let's go with can we get something to legendary or we go more crit? I'm broke. All right, this will have to be our build. Again, we're going on the slower side, going over mechanics and stuff like that, but let's do this, baby. Time to teleport over and fight the big boy. Oh, sorry, I skipped it. Here we go. Now, I do have some experience with this fight, but I can be considered pretty hard. I've already heard about some other content creators having a very, very hard time with this fight. I caught on very quickly, but it's going to look easier than it is while you're new. Or it's going to be harder than it looks while you're new. That's what I'm trying to say. Intangible? Huh. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to try to clear these tentacles out. At least it's part of my strat. You could hurt the boss while the tentacles are up, but if you look on the top left, you're going to see that little armor icon. Any enemy that has that means that they're actually resistant and have some resistance to damage. So you can see it's going to do a lot less. I could still hurt him, but it's just going to do a lot less. Now he's vulnerable.
Take this.
I'm going to double shotgun. Big damage, big damage. We gotta move, we're turning into werewolf. Let's do this. Beams coming down. Whoa, 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 whoa. I learned the hard way that you do not want to get hit by that big tentacle slap. Oh my god, we're doing so much damage. This is not bad. We need to get out. Staggered. Careful, careful. One more here. Got him. Here we go. Look at that damage. Let's go. I'm going face. Oh god, I'm not going face. Burn him. I'm going face. Let's go. Difficulty 5, just like that, baby. Woo. All right, not a bad start to the day, huh? Woo. How does transform work for this boss? Transform? It still works day and night cycle. So once the night kicked over. So you guys can see here, your journey will soon continue to chapter 2. So eventually their idea is that you will go to a storm island with its own stuff to explore and do with your team. That being said, I don't know. I have a lot of questions. How is that progression gonna hit, and what do they plan on doing? Is there a class list? There's 6 classes in the game.